Jackson misses some of the most ridiculous chances. It is obvious that, look, there are certain things you can learn as a footballer. You cannot learn how to finish.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Heat Podcast brought to you by Pulse Sports Nigeria. Now, this is a podcast when we discuss the hot and trending topics in gossip, lifestyle, and everything sports. My name is David Ben, and I am not alone. I'm back with a gang. And again, we have a very special guest in the house. But before we introduce our guest, I'd like my co-host to, say hi to everyone. Starting with the lady on my left.
The
lady on my left, not
Hello guys, my name is T-Talks United, Pulse Sports presenter and a big Manchester United fan. Old Trafford Queen.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ifeanyi. I've been having a hard time staying loyal to one club, so I have Man U on one side, I have Barcelona on the other side.
You're not like that.
Whoever is popping, I'm very loyal to
his
women.
worse.
Very loyal. Wow. I'm very loyal to women. Okay. So please, to my woman, sorry.
You already gave yourself up, bro. Don't do this.
I love all women, by the way.
Okay. All women. Okay. And then I would like to, use this opportunity to introduce our special guest.
Very special. He's not a first time.
It's not his first time here. He's a returning guest. He's the MPF. Yeah. I call him the MPFL legend. He says he's not a legend, but me, I know he's a legend. He's a legend.
Okay.
Any day, anytime. Welcome to the show, Mr. Izu.
Yeah, hello guys. Good to be back. It's Chukwakawa here. Hi.
And just so you know, whenever you see Izu, you know it's a hot.
It's going to be a blast.
I hope so. Want to bring the hits.
But Izu, how are you, man? It's good to see you again.
I'm
man.
good.
The last time we saw, it was just like 1 or 2 episodes we shot last year, and it really did well, man. Like, it's so nice to have you back on the podcast. How do you feel?
I feel okay. This is the hits, so we're here to bring more hits.
Okay. For those who don't know, Izu is also a Manchester United fan, like a die-hard Manchester United fan. So we got 2 Man U fans, 3 actually.
2.5.
Oh, 2.5. 2.5 Man U fans.
You're Barcelona now.
So it's actually nice. It's actually nice. So over the years, guys, you know that I don't want to say it's the normal thing, but what happens most of the time is when footballers, great, average, those who reach the heights of the heights, those who did not. When they retire, they go into punditry. Yeah. Most of them do. And there are some who have actually, managed to attain success from that niche. Others who have tried and failed. But, the Lord is their strength. Anyway, we are focusing on those who have actually, made it in punditry. And I want to ask a very, very big question because these days, or in recent years, not even these days, it's not today. Fans have always, hit back at this pundits, this ex-players, their opinions. Do you think that these ex-professional footballers, do you think that their criticism rubs off wrongly on the current players at the team? And I say this because I want to give a very practical case study. Let's start with one of our very own Super Eagles legend and Chelsea legend, Mikel Obi. He has his own podcast, which is doing very well. And we know that in recent months, he's trended for his hot takes, especially the way he has singled out one player at Chelsea now currently, and, the things he says about him. And that player we all know is Nicholas Jackson. Personally, I would say that I understand where Mikel is coming from, but I think at a point, it gets too much. Mikel is not only the only pundit who does this, by the way. But I want to ask you guys generally now, pundits that that access, talk about their team, talk about the players at the club. They've won the shirts, they've walked the walk. Do you think that they are just doing too much? Like right now, it's getting too much. You think it's affecting the players? You think that's why some players, are not free to play their football? They're thinking, oh, if I don't score, what would this ex-player say about me? Or what's he going to, Yeah, I just want to know generally. What do you guys think?
I don't think it should affect any player. You're being paid the money. Somebody can decide to say, "Oh, I watched this game. You did not do well," which Mikel Obi is right. He did, and you said something about he singled out Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson is the one singling himself out because if you see the way he plays, he's a striker and he plays for Mikel Obi's club too, Chelsea. So he has the right to say that this guy, they give you 50 chances, you score just one out of it. That's what he just said. Then Nicholas Jackson now went to Instagram after scoring one goal and was forming, shush, we are against Africa, brother, go and play ball and play good football. If you are playing well, Mikel Obi will not come outside to say what he said. He's only trying to correct you as a baby brother. You should even be, you should appreciate it that a legend, Chelsea's legend, because I'm sure most Chelsea fans see him as a legend. You should be happy, and it's not as if he even said it in a very bad way, like this one doesn't have future at Chelsea. Just do the right thing. In Mikel Obi's case, so I do not think that he did anything wrong, and he's showing now. Jackson is still killing Chelsea. At one point, when they were second, almost first, they were saying that even this Nicholas Jackson himself, he said, "I don't look at the table." Like they were saying a lot of things. Now, you see where they are in the league table. They are even struggling to get to top, which they will not see. They will turn to a mid-table team. To me, so it's good. If I'm Jackson, I will sit back, go and watch the clip. Okay. This man said, "Do this, okay? I'll try and do this." Not looking for who to bash, honestly.
Okay,
that's my own point. Too.
Is it? I need to hear from you.
Okay. So, firstly, I want to say that as a United fan, I've always prayed for one of these clubs to have a legend that would talk, because it has always been Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Paul Scholes disturbing Manchester United,
saying negative things,
saying all sort of things. Carragher from Liverpool, he will be so soft on Liverpool team and then go all blaze on Manchester United. So I've always prayed for one Chelsea or Arsenal legend to come out and be like these people. It's not like I support it, because football is a game of opinions, right? So everyone can say what they... but what I don't like from the legends, these so-called legends, is that most of them, I think they lack the presence of mind. There's this absence of awareness I think most of them lack, because if I say something now, let me use myself for example. If I say something now, it's not news. Tosi says something, it's not news. Mikel says something, it is news. J.J. Okocha says something, it is news. Coles, so most of them are supposed to, which is why, in as much as I don't rate him or I don't like him, Carragher, there is something he does with Liverpool that these guys do not. He's probably the one for me who has the presence of mind, because when he wants to say things about Liverpool, he's very careful. He picks his words because he knows that whatever he says will make the news. And I think that's where most of these legends for me I don't really like. So most times it's not really what they say, but how, and they say these things. The case of Nicholas Jackson, he's 21, 22, 23, right? He's growing up, and it's not everyone you say certain things. You don't say the same thing to everybody the same way. So at times personalities differ. Do you get? You need to know who you can shout to, who you can, just draw the person here, say something to. So I think that's what these legends need to do. Yes, you have your right to your opinion, but bro, your word is news. Right? So whatever you say, you can just dampen someone's spirit. And you can't rule that out, that a youngster can be dampened, like his spirit can be dampened. The football is a game of confidence, and some of these legends, I don't really agree with how they go about it. Yes, you've played, and you should know that it's not easy. It's not like Jackson goes about missing chances. He just wants to miss chances. But if you can get your message across in a very calm manner. Mikel Obi himself, even though he's my guy, I really like him, did not really, not everyone's cup of tea. So even when he was playing, there are people who were not really okay with every single game. Do you get? So he should use that sort of experience to know that even if you want to say something about Jackson, and I think that's where Jackson didn't really like it, because the way it was said and so on and so forth. But for me, as a as a Manchester United fan, I was happy that finally, because Lukaku said a lot of things when he wanted to leave Chelsea, and everywhere was quiet.
Yes.
That would not have happened with a Manchester United player.
Sure.
You know, all of them would have had something to say, and now suddenly we have someone who puts the fire on Chelsea, and it makes me smile somehow. But if I'm to be honest, these legends have to find a way to pass across their formation. Leave the fans who do not have the experience to probably use certain words. But for you legends, I mean, your words are news.
If I
mean, you've spoken well. I'm taking this from a different angle. Right?
Okay.
I'm taking it
Interesting.
on a player by player or on an individual basis.
Okay.
Nicholas Jackson is not good. All right, like I just don't want to. He's not good.
Yeah.
And what Mikel has said, or what Mikel insinuated, is, and I apologize if I'm misquoting him, is our goals. We will not reach our goals if
This guy.
Nicholas Jackson is our
Striker.
starting striker. So I don't know if I've misquoted Mikel, but I'm pretty sure that that's what he was trying to say. He also spoke about the goalkeeper who also stinks.
Sanchez,
you know, like let's be honest.
Yeah.
So Jackson is not good, right? Jackson has qualities that you can make use of.
Okay.
You know, he's quick. He has great athleticism. He's, high work rate.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what is the number one job of a striker?
Score goals.
Score goals.
Thank you.
Banging goals.
Now, people talk about Højlund,
Yeah.
Zexi.
Yeah.
What is the thing that they are not doing?
Scoring goals.
Scoring goals. No scoring goals.
So,
Even
Højlund,
taking
not even shooting, right?
Yeah.
So, Jackson is, or has been,
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can fault his effort. Jackson is hardworking. He runs around. The one, and it's one thing if like we speak about Højlund and Zexi, they're not shooting. You don't know if they shoot, maybe something will come out of it. Jackson is getting these chances,
Yeah.
Yes.
and Jackson's missed chances are mind-boggling.
Yeah.
In front of the keeper in the post, right side, left side, no one marking. No, Jackson misses some of the most ridiculous chances. It is obvious that, look, there are certain things you can learn as a footballer. You cannot learn how to finish. It is impossible. You are either a good finisher or you are not.
Yeah.
There are players who over the years and you can score goals. I mean, Raheem Sterling at Man City was scoring consistently.
Yeah.
We all knew that he could not finish. You can score goals, but you cannot learn how to finish. And what Mikel was saying is, we need to get it better. I know some people try to link it to the fact that he wants Osimhen at Chelsea.
Exactly.
And maybe it's because of Osimhen, blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah. I get that. But maybe they can get Isak. They can get somebody else. The point is, Nicholas Jackson is not the answer. So that's why I said on an individual basis.
Yeah.
Because there's something I don't like. The other day I was watching a game. I saw Phil Jones on TV, right? And I mean, Phil Jones talking about how a defender should have done better there. a midfielder should have opened up for a pass.
That's a
Why
Premier
did he?
League winner. Oh, yeah.
So
I beg.
there are certain people that I see on TV. Look, I'm not saying you can't have your opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like Izu said, you need self-awareness. If you were crap as a player, this is why I like Micah Richards. Micah Richards most times prefaces his comments with, he was probably not at the level of this or this. If you were crap as a footballer, you cannot now come and start talking about why Cole Palmer did not open for a pass or why this person did not do.
Yes, I saw Agbonlao on TV.
Like, what is Gabi Agbola talking about?
I mean, Agbola says.
Oh my God. Agbola was talking about Rashford.
Like, what are you talking about?
laughed.
Let's be honest.
Oh, jeez.
What is Gabi Agbola talking about?
Oh, God.
I don't know. But I think I also I want to talk about is you
This
said
life is
about
unfair.
Jamie Carragher.
Yeah.
You see this pundit, is a Liverpool fan. He's still biased, even the way he talks. So you see him trying to criticize United players, or he will be telling you who to buy and who not to buy. And I'm like, will this man want what's good for me? It's just like me advising Arsenal or Chelsea on which players to get. I would not want, and even Paul Scholes too. Paul Scholes to me is one of the greatest midfielders. I'm not saying he's the greatest, so one of the greatest midfielders. And the other day they were asking him keep or sell with Manchester United players, and he said keep Onana. I'm like, I beg, take this man off my screen, because these people to me, they are just like humans. They feel like since they play the game, there's this guy that was against Pogba. What's the man's name?
Graham Souness.
Yes, he used to always
He no
talk
longer
that.
has a
You know,
career.
I played the game.
He's waiting for
played,
Pogba to come back.
And now we played the game. We played the game. Because you played the game doesn't mean you know better than everybody. I don't think it qualifies you as a pundit. Jamie Carragher is a very good football analyst. If you see him on, I think it's CBS, when he's analyzing the game to you, but just being there saying this, I beg, he doesn't know what
sorry,
he's saying.
you made a point about Onana. I just want you to elaborate on that.
On what? Like what exactly?
Like why you'd want Onana gone?
Is it not clear what he's doing to Manchester United? Like, do you want him to literally carry gun and kill us?
We have fans from Cameroon, please.
And so, because he's from Cameroon, and so
you want your African brother to be with.
So my African brother should make me unhappy every week.
Wow, wow, that's a tough one, guys. I still want to come back to this Mikel angle.
Yeah.
Because Ifan, you already said it, and I cannot disagree with you more. Because when I watch Mikel criticize, when he tears into Jackson, it just feels like this is a pained man who's really upset that my compatriot, Osimhen didn't make the move to Chelsea. And if he had made the move, can I ask you something honestly? Do you think that Osimhen comes to Chelsea, he scores every week?
No, but he will be better than Jackson.
He'll be better than Jackson.
100%.
Do you think that there are times where he will have spells where he's not scoring?
Yes, of course.
Do you think Mikel will tear into him the way he's tearing into Jackson?
No.
Why?
Because he's not as worse as Jackson.
So, hold on. So we're saying that the reason why Mikel is this way towards Jackson, maybe, or doesn't like Jackson, is because he's not a proven striker.
No, but you know this is not Jackson's first season. He has been watching Jackson since. There's a point you get to, it's like, I can't take this anymore. I have to see
Mikel
this.
loves the club. Mikel loves
Yes,
Chelsea.
exactly.
Yeah, we know that.
And Jackson has been at
Chelsea.
Chelsea
And Jackson
since
is
last
not the
season.
best for
So
Chelsea.
exactly.
Jackson's not the best for Chelsea.
Yes, Osimhen is the best for Chelsea.
Because he misses chances.
Yes, because he's not reliable.
Do you know that statistically speaking, between last season and this season, Erling Haaland and Robert Lewandowski have lost the most big chances, squandered the most big
And
chances
they've
in
scored
Europe.
most
But
chances,
you need
right?
context.
Do you know?
The context is that they are reliable.
And they scored. Who was the highest goal scorer?
Jackson
last
is
year?
not.
He's not even
So,
top 10.
Of course, obviously,
Exactly.
the strikers who shoot the most have a tendency to miss the most chances.
Yeah.
Haaland takes a lot of shots. Haaland is always in position to. They are reliable.
Yeah.
Jackson is not. So, I'm a big fan of Osimhen moving to Chelsea. I want it to happen because I feel like it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say Mikel is doing this strictly based off the fact that he wants Osimhen to be in Chelsea. Maybe that's the case.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just wants a better striker than Jackson. But Jackson is not the answer for Chelsea moving forward, unless they're happy with their middling, being a mediocre team.
Yeah.
And of course, you can put Sanchez in the post. He can keep giving us highlight reels every weekend. We're not complaining as rival fans.
Yeah.
But you saw how Chelsea were when they had Peter Cech in goal. You understand?
Yeah.
And Courtois. So now you have some dude from Brighton.
Yeah.
Chelsea have like 10 goalkeepers. Like, no one is good. So even if you take
Some
Sanchez
dude
out
from
now, you
Brighton.
bring some other guy
Yeah.
that is just, and then you have a striker up front who doesn't score. Of course, gets in good positions, but just can't finish. Then you now say Mikel is wrong for calling it out.
Yeah.
I'm probably one big Osimhen fan who does not want to see him in the Premier League because they will slaughter him.
This is interesting. Why?
And that is because the same reason why a lot of people are on Jackson's case is the same reason why they will get on Osimhen's case.
Osimhen misses chances
misses
as well.
chances as well.
Yeah.
Osimhen can miss 4 chances in a game.
Facts.
Do you get? So, and I think when it comes to strikers, I don't think there's any striker you get now who does not miss chances. It now depends on how creative your team is.
Yeah.
Haaland and Lewandowski probably play for 2 of the most creative sides.
And dominant
So
sides,
it's not unusual to see that
They miss chances.
they will still score more goals, right?
Score goals.
I see Jackson very differently. I think when he came, this is like his second season.
Yeah.
Every single thing Jackson does outside the box is really good.
Yes,
So for me,
absolutely.
I personally believe that Chelsea do need Jackson on the pitch every single time, even though he won't score every chance he
He
gets.
brings
But do they
something to
need
the
him in
attack.
that position? That is now the
Jackson is 23. Most of these strikers were not so clinical at 23. I don't think Osimhen was even close to that at 23 or 22, right? So Jackson is improving. Right now, there are two people who have missed more chances than him in the Premier League, Watkins and Haaland. Do you get? I think Chelsea need to be more creative.
But if you check the goals they too, they've scored.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where the team dynamics comes in, right? Most of these teams, they create more chances.
Yeah.
Do you get? So I'm not saying you shouldn't change, or you shouldn't aspire to look for someone else. Osimhen at Chelsea will miss chances. If you look at the missed chances this season, I mean, Galatasaray fans are boiling.
Yeah.
For some of them, they say, it's just depending on penalties.
Yeah.
But most times, these penalties, he wins them himself, right? But he misses chances. So he will miss chances at Chelsea. And you don't get to choose which match.
Yeah.
He will miss chances.
Yes. Do you get? Of course, he's Osimhen. I mean, he's more experienced now.
Yeah.
Who says Jackson will not be more experienced in 2 or 3 more years?
So are you saying Chelsea should keep Nicolas Jackson?
No. I'm not saying they should sell him or they shouldn't sign anybody. You can have 2 strikers.
They can upgrade.
You can bring in a more experienced guy, and then Jackson still gets his time. I mean, games are played three days.
Yeah.
These days, every 3 days. So, but for what I'm saying is, they should choose their words carefully. Most of these strikers were not so clinical at Jackson's age, and he has so many positives that in a year or 2 or even 3, he could become the next clinical guy. So for me, I just feel you can get somebody. It doesn't diminish anything. It doesn't stop you. They only have Jackson right now.
Yeah.
Right ahead, they can get someone else, and then
the hospital guy, Nkunku,
yes, Nkunku is more of an AM.
But guys, lastly, do you think, because we can sit here and say, okay, yeah, Mikel wins well for the club, he doesn't mean well for the club or whatever. Do you think Mikel is a bit unfair with the standard he's trying to hold Jackson to? Because, he played with the likes of Didier Drogba, he played with Diego Costa.
Right.
He played with men Fernando Torres, he played with people who actually banged in goals for Chelsea. Do you think it's fair to hold him? Because you can't... Honestly, I think that's what Mikel's holding Jackson to the standard of Drogba, and it's not fair.
It is
not
very fair, because you are trying to lower the standard of Chelsea.
A 23-year-old Drogba? How many goals was a 23-year-old Drogba scoring?
He's a Drogba. It was, and
a 23-year-old Drogba.
I don't know.
It wasn't prolific.
Listen, sorry, Dave. What Mikel Obi said is true. It's not as if Mikel Obi lied. It's not as if Mikel Obi exaggerated. He's just saying the same thing Chelsea fans say, the same thing some pundits say there. The only thing that got Jackson angry is because my African brother, you are pulling me down when he's saying the exact thing we are all seeing.
But again,
and to me, Jackson even escalated this issue. If he just go about his business trying to score, you see that people now, even because people are hypocrites, football fans, the same fans complaining about what Mikel Obi is saying, he said the same thing fans are saying. And if Jackson just continue to work hard, call goals, you see them, they will even go against Mikel Obi himself. But Jackson just made a big drama out of everything, and now he's even getting way worse, and Chelsea fans are still saying the same thing, even saying things that are even worse than what Mikel Obi said. And I think, to me, what Mikel Obi said in that,
that's why I said fans can say whatever they want.
Yes.
Right? It will never really get to the players, except when they do that rubbish they do on social media.
But there are some things that you would be praying and hoping for, that somebody close to the player should say.
Yeah. Because I think recently I did something on fans begging Mikel Obi to say more things about Jackson. Yeah. But when saying things, that's why I said the legends should have presence of mind. Like, they should be more aware of what they say and how, because once you say it goes out everywhere. It goes everywhere, because you're a legend of the club. Your words are just news. It will make the rounds. So be careful with how you put out these things, because, especially when it comes to youngsters. You can you can dampen their spirits. You are using your experiences to judge most of these guys, and most times are different. Your own time is not the same thing now, right? So you have to use your experience to know what to say and what not to say, because most of these guys, where you say something to them on social media, they explode, but you are busy saying something to this player, and then when someone else say it to you, you don't, you explode and want to insult the person. So that's what some of these guys need to, for me, these legends, criticize, and also let it be balanced. Let it be balanced so that the player would know that you are trying to make him better. But most of these people, they are not actually analyzing or anything. They are just attacking.
Yeah.
They're just
And
attacking.
that's what I wanted to say. Like, it just feels like,
attack.
You guys need to look at this thing from Jackson's perspective. He's not the reason why Chelsea are where they are on the table. He's not. You can't tell me it's because Jackson is not scoring goals that Chelsea are there. Why is Mikel not attacking the defenders? Why is he not attacking the wingers? How productive have they been this season? So that's his own contention, that it just feels like this guy is scapegoating me, using me for clicks, and he's not looking at, and that's why I said a neutral would easily think this is a Victor Osimhen PR, because that's the position Osimhen is supposed to play if he had joined Chelsea. That position, Mikel is not really even paying attention to really other positions that are struggling, which are clearly the wingers are actually not consistent and all of that. The midfield, I don't even want to talk about the defense as well, the way they concede goals here and there. He's not even talking about that. He's just insisting, trying to scapegoat Nicholas Jackson. We're not saying Jackson has been good. True, he can be miles better. He's nowhere near world class. He's nowhere near that. Yes, we agree on that. But I just think that with what I've seen, like the videos that I've seen from Mikel, I think he needs to try and, like you said, find the balance. If you're going to criticize Jackson, criticize everybody else on the team. Let them know you're doing it because you love the team, and not because you hate Jackson.
As a United fan, you should continue.
So basically, you're saying if this were Osimhen, he wouldn't do this.
He won't do this to Osimhen. I don't think he'll do this because he'd be like, oh yeah, Osimhen, we know he scored a Pichichi, he won African. That's what he's going to say. That's what Mikel is going to say. He won African Footballer of the Year. He won. Maybe. You can't question him. There's no he's a proven goal scorer. But because Jackson is improven. But I'm saying if he wants to toe that route, why not criticize everybody else?
In the team,
then we know that yes, you're doing it because you love Chelsea.
Goals win games.
Goals win games is the responsibility of banging goals at Chelsea solely on Nicholas Jackson. Tell yourself the truth. Look at this Chelsea side.
No,
and tell yourself that the responsibility right now
is a major factor.
Who do Chelsea turn to score goals? If Chelsea need goals, you guys be honest.
Palmer, because
it's called Palmer
because the guy that
it's called Palmer.
But it doesn't mean that it's called Palmer that is meant to score.
Doesn't do what he's supposed to do.
I know. I'm not saying Jackson has scored. I think he has reached double figures.
No, 9 in the Premier League.
No, like total, like
probably.
In total.
See, in as much as Palmer can score goals, he's not the primary source of goals.
Yes,
the primary source is Jackson and whoever plays centre forward. And I think all the attacks are most likely because of if Jackson was not getting chances, maybe it would be different.
He's getting chances and missing them.
Yeah, he's getting chances, but I don't think it's unusual. You can't score all the chances you get.
No, it's the way he misses them. Okay, so my thing about Jackson in a nutshell is Chelsea can do much better. So there are certain areas of the pitch where you can let a young star play, you can let someone develop, you can let someone learn on the job. Centre forward, centre back, these are two areas that you shouldn't be messing around with, especially if you have big ambitions. So if Chelsea are saying they want to go to the Champions League, they want to win titles, they want to become the Chelsea that we know from under Abramovich, Jackson is not the guy. He's just not the guy. You need to go out and get a clinical striker. Osimhen will miss chances. Haaland will miss chances. Isak will miss chances, but they are reliable. They are reliable. You can beat your chest that if Osimhen is fit and firing, Osimhen gives you in the high 20s, 25, 30 goals a season. If he's fit and firing. Which
chest are you beating?
I mean, we saw him do it at Napoli. He's on course to do it at Galatasaray.
Injury chest.
Yes, because he's injured. So that's why we have if he's fit. Nobody can tell you for a fact that Jackson is going to give you even 20 goals.
Yeah.
So any day, anytime, I'm taking Osimhen over Jackson. I'm taking Isak over Jackson. I'm taking Haaland. I'm taking Lewandowski. I'm taking these guys that have shown you that even though they will miss chances. I mean, Lewandowski misses chances at Barcelona, but you see what he does. He's reliable. So that's just my own thing. I'm not saying Mikel is right for the manner at which he
calls him out or scapegoats him.
But I think Mikel has Chelsea's best interest at heart. And the best for Chelsea is not Nicolas Jackson. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think... in a nutshell, to me, Mikel Obi was right for criticizing Nicolas Jackson. And I think that more, if you support a club, you should be able to say the truth, not the one that you say keep unana like Paul Scholes, but you should be able to say the truth and say, okay, maybe, but as Izu said, the way you said it, maybe in a calm way, but there's a point you get to, you be like, nah, man, you're trash.
Wow.
That's all.
Wow.
So let me add something quickly to support what Izu said.
Yeah.
Arsenal legend Ian Wright has also been calling for a new striker for months. We need a new striker. We need a new striker. And he hasn't done it in a way where he's killing Kai Havertz or Gabi Jesus, who are both unreliable. He's just calling for a new striker. So perhaps Mikel could have been pushing his agenda for Osimhen without
discrediting Jackson.
So that's it at the end of the day.
Okay, guys, you've heard it from the gang, give their takes on whether the punters are influencing the footballers in some level, with the criticism. If you think, or if you have any opinion to add to what these guys have said, what we've said here on the Heat Podcast, do well to comment on this video on YouTube. And remember to like, subscribe. Please, our YouTube channel is literally begging you. When you see this video, don't just like and watch. Don't just watch. Subscribe. We actually like you guys to come back to us. Subscribe. If you see it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, share it to your friends and tell them that the Heat Podcast is the #1 sports lifestyle podcast in Nigeria. My name is David Ben from here, and I am saying goodbye with the gang.
See you next time.